If you think a tuk-tuk is just a small three-wheeled vehicle for short city journeys, the 2026 generation may change your mind. The modern tuk-tuk is becoming smarter, cleaner, more comfortable and, in many markets, fully electric. What was once a simple transport machine is now developing into a practical urban vehicle with better technology, improved safety and much lower running costs. For 2026, the biggest story is the move towards electric power. Electric tuk-tuks are already being developed with different battery sizes, useful driving ranges and simple automatic controls. Some modern electric rickshaws offer around 100 kilometers of claimed range, while larger battery versions can reach around 160 kilometers or more depending on the model and conditions. Sasgar's EVE, for example, is offered with battery options ranging from 72 volts and 90 amp-hours to 125 amp-hours, with the company claiming approximately 100 to 160 kilometers of range for those versions. The reason this matters is simple. A traditional petrol tuk-tuk needs regular fuel, oil changes and engine maintenance. An electric tuk-tuk has a much simpler powertrain. There is no petrol engine working constantly in traffic, and there are fewer moving mechanical parts. For a driver who spends many hours on the road every day, this could make a major difference to running costs. The design of the 2026 tuk-tuk is also becoming more modern. The familiar three-wheel layout remains because it gives the vehicle a very tight turning circle and makes it useful on busy streets. But manufacturers are adding better seats, improved suspension, stronger brakes, modern dashboards, USB charging and more practical weather protection. Some electric tuk-tuks are designed for one driver and several passengers, making them ideal for taxis, local transport and short-distance journeys. One modern electric model, for example, is listed with seating for one driver and 5 passengers, a 60-volt motor system, a claimed top speed of 45 km per hour and around 90 km of range. This tells us something important about the future of the tuk-tuk. It is not trying to become a sports car. Its purpose is completely different. The goal is affordable, practical and efficient transport. In busy towns and cities, a tuk-tuk does not need a huge engine or high top speed. It needs to start quickly, handle traffic, carry passengers and operate for many hours without wasting money. The driving experience is one of the biggest changes. Electric power can make the tuk-tuk feel much smoother because there is no traditional engine vibration and no need for a conventional multi-speed gearbox in many models. The driver can simply select drive and move away. This makes the vehicle easy to operate, especially in stop-start city traffic. Some electric rickshaws also use disc brakes at the front and rear, along with hydraulic front suspension and leaf spring rear suspension. These features are designed to give better control and comfort when carrying passengers or heavier loads. Comfort is another area where the 2026 tuk-tuk can surprise people. The old image of the rickshaw is a basic open vehicle with limited protection from weather. Modern designs are becoming more enclosed, with roofs, windscreens, rain curtains and improved seating. This makes them more useful throughout the year. For passengers, the biggest benefit is simple practicality. A tuk-tuk can move through narrow streets where a normal car may struggle. It can also park in smaller spaces and make quick turns. In crowded towns, these qualities can be more valuable than having a powerful engine. The electric version also brings an important environmental advantage. Unlike a petrol vehicle, a fully electric tuk-tuk has no direct tailpipe emissions while driving. This can help reduce local air pollution and noise, especially in busy urban areas. The UK electric three-wheeler market is also expected to grow during the coming years, showing that three-wheel electric transport is not limited to South Asian cities. In Pakistan, the change is particularly interesting because the tuk-tuk is already a major part of everyday transport. Local companies are working on electric rickshaws and conversion technology. One Pakistani company, for example, offers electric retrofit systems for auto rickshaws, motorcycle rickshaws and loaders, using lithium iron phosphate batteries and different battery configurations depending on the required range. This could create 2 different paths for the future. Some drivers may buy a completely new electric tuk-tuk, while others may convert an existing petrol vehicle to electric power. The second option could be attractive for owners who already have a reliable rickshaw but want to reduce fuel costs. Battery technology will be one of the most important parts of this story. A larger battery normally means more range, but it can also increase cost and weight. A smaller battery can make the vehicle cheaper and lighter but may require more frequent charging. So the best choice depends on how far the driver travels every day. Charging is another important consideration. Modern electric rickshaws can take several hours to recharge, depending on the battery and charger. Sasgar's published figures, for example, show around 4 hours for its smaller battery version and around 5 hours for the larger versions. For a private owner, overnight charging could be very convenient. For a commercial driver, however, charging time needs careful planning. A driver who works all day may need a larger battery, access to charging infrastructure or a system that allows faster charging or battery swapping. And this is where the 2026 Tuk-Tuk becomes more than just a new vehicle. It is part of a bigger change in urban transportation. Cities around the world are looking for smaller, cleaner and more efficient ways to move people. Large cars are useful for families and long-distance journeys, but they are not always the best solution for crowded city streets. The three-wheel design offers a clever compromise. It is smaller than a car, more stable than a traditional two-wheel motorcycle and can carry several people. It can also be used for deliveries and small commercial loads. That flexibility makes the Tuk-Tuk useful for more than just passenger transport. Safety is another area that deserves attention. As electric tuk-tuks become more common, buyers should look carefully at braking systems, battery protection, suspension quality, lighting, tires and structural strength. Official vehicle requirements in Pakistan have also been moving towards minimum performance and safety standards for electric three-wheelers, including requirements around motor protection, charging and range. The 2026 Tuk-Tuk may therefore look familiar from the outside, but underneath it can be a very different machine. Instead of a noisy petrol engine, there may be a quiet electric motor. Instead of a basic dashboard, there can be a digital display. Instead of constant fuel spending, the driver can recharge the battery. There is also a strong business case. For a driver whose income depends on daily passenger trips, reducing fuel and maintenance expenses can be extremely important. The money saved on operating costs can potentially help pay for the higher purchase price of an electric model. Of course, electric tuk-tuks are not perfect. Battery replacement costs, charging access, battery life, vehicle weight and purchase price all need to be considered. Real-world range can also be lower than official figures because of passenger weight, traffic, road conditions, temperature and driving style. But the direction is clear. The classic tuk-tuk is entering a new era. The 2026 Tuk-Tuk is becoming cleaner, quieter and more technology-focused while keeping the basic qualities that made the three-wheeler so popular. It remains small, practical and easy to maneuver, but modern electric versions can add impressive range, simple driving controls and lower day-to-day running costs. For city taxi drivers, delivery workers, small businesses and everyday passengers, this could be one of the most useful forms of affordable transport for the future. And perhaps the most exciting thing is that the Tuk-Tuk is no longer just a vehicle from the past. It is becoming part of the future of urban mobility. So, if you see a modern 2026 Tuk-Tuk quietly moving through a busy street, do not think of it as just another old-fashioned rickshaw. It could represent a much bigger change: smaller vehicles, cleaner energy, smarter technology and cheaper everyday travel. The Tuk-Tuk has survived for generations because it solves a simple problem very well. It moves people efficiently through crowded streets. In 2026, that same idea is being upgraded with electric power and modern technology. And if battery technology, charging infrastructure and prices continue to improve, the next generation of tuk-tuks could become even more important in cities around the world. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe my YouTube channel.